Jeff C here. It is Wednesday, October the 22nd, and I think you know what that means. When it's Wednesday, that means we'll do it live. The Real Alternative Podcast will be on tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern on Red Pill Revolution. I highly encourage you to tune into the show and bring as many friends as you can, because we are going to be discussing a lot of what's going on, including Ebola, of course, and more recently, the latest shooting that's happened here in Canada at the Ottawa Parliament. And I've been looking into this for a couple hours now, and there's a ton of suspicious things. Now, I can't come out and call it a false flag until I do a lot more work on it, but I'm going to leave that as a question mark right now. I think there's a lot of things to be suspicious of. They have been building it up here for quite some time, talking about the RCMP having watch list of 90 people and Canadian extremists. There was an incident yesterday outside of Montreal, which an extremist ran over a couple soldiers, killed one of them, and then just less than 24 hours later, you have this attack of extremists on the nation's capital, even more so on the parliament buildings themselves. And there's a lot of things that I'm going to take a look at right now with you, try to see what we can break down about this. Now, this is coming live. Well, this is the latest off of CBC News here. Parliament Hill attack. Soldier dies of injuries. Gunman also shot dead. Downtown Ottawa remains in lockdown as police conduct searches around a parliamentary precinct, right? I know this area very well. I haven't lived and worked in Ottawa before, so I'll be a good guide for this now. They're talking about the updates here. One Canadian Forces soldiers died from gunshot wounds. One gunman is dead. Police say no one is in custody. Police searching cars leaving Ottawa, trying to go to Quebec. Wow. Police going door to door in downtown core. Downtown schools are in lockdown. All three party leaders, Harper, Mulcair, Trudeau, are reported safe. Like, we give a flying fuck about those fucking lizards. Anyways. Parliament Hill came under attack after a man with a rifle shot and killed a soldier standing guard at the National War Memorial in downtown Ottawa before seizing a car and driving to the doors of Parliament Hill's Sentry Block nearby. MPs and other witnesses reported 30 to 50 gunshots fired inside the parliament, and a gunman has been confirmed dead inside the building. Shots by the House of Commons Sergeant-at-Arms, according to MP's account. Now, I'm going to show you the video in a sec. Ottawa police confirmed early Wednesday afternoon that the soldier died from his injuries, and you'll see this as well in some of the footage. One shooting victim succumbed to injuries. He was a member of the Canadian Forces. Police are not releasing the soldier's name until next of kin are notified. CBC News has confirmed the soldier is reservist from Hamilton. Police also confirmed the death of a male suspect and added there is no one in custody at this time. There is a heavy police presence in the streets as they continue to investigate. At an afternoon press conference, RCMP would not say whether or not the gunman was believed, or another gunman, was believed at large. Prime Minister Stephen Harper was on the Hill at the time of the shooting, but was safely taken away. Go figure. Ottawa Civic Hospital confirmed 3 people were taken to the hospital. 2 are unstable. 1 has a gunshot wound. They said somebody got a ricochet of a bullet or something hit them. The hospital was referring calls on the status of the victim to the Department of National Defense, despite earlier reports of shots fired near Rideau Centre shopping mall east of Parliament. Police said there was no incident that occurred near the Rideau Centre. They were in fact saying that there were 3 different areas where the shots were happening, and this was coming through on the live news sort of thing. So as always, there's a lot of confusion. That's natural sort of thing, but they were reporting earlier that there were multiple shooters and that it was some sort of massive what was the one there in Mumbai, their massive Mumbai types style terror attack. Melon Mesrier, who worked at the cafeteria in one of Parliament buildings, told CBC News that he saw a man in a car at the central block with a long gun. And cell phone video shot by the Globe and Mail reporter showed a chaotic scene in the elegant hallway leading from the front doors of the Parliament's central block to the library of the Parliament during the attack. A sustained volley of shots was fired, startled security personnel and political staff scrambled to take cover in the limestone alcoves as the bullets flew. In the minutes after the shooting, Parliament Hill MPs and Parliament staff began tweeting and telling reporters that it was Sergeant-at-Arms Kevin Vickers who shot the suspect. All right, so this is all the latest stuff coming in here, and I'm going to take a look at some of this as it's coming in. You know, there's a lot of... Here's some of the latest, just to confirm again, the large power outages in Ottawa aren't related to today's shootings, but they want to terrorize you anyways. They need to be vague. What if there's a second suspect that is listening to the news conference? Until they've sorted out all the safety, patience is best for all. It takes time to get all the details, and accuracy is paramount for our security force. They do not follow the same guidelines as Twitter and all this. That wasn't a news conference. That was a sham. The police need to catch up to reality and social media in general. It would have been nice if they had some clear... people are putting this kind of stuff. I listened to the thing, and it was just the basic, wow, we can't say because we don't know, and we're not sure, and all this, right? So here's the Globe and Mail footage. Now, I want you to take into consideration here, all right? This massively powerful private corporation here, the Globe and Mail, somehow had a reporter, a cameraman inside when you would think the building is in lockdown. I would have to think as soon as the shots were fired at the War Memorial. But let's look at the footage here. Okay, so that's the entrance, and this leads back to the beautiful library building here. And this is where you're going to hear a number of shots ringing off. Now, you have to ask yourself, you see all these people that are armed, that got their guns ready, and they're going forwards. Supposedly, the suspect has somehow managed to come in through the front door and make... I could be wrong. It could be that that's the front entrance, and this is the library over here. I'm not 100% sure. It's been a while since I've been in there, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. So how does he get past all these people? How does he get all the way down there? And let's listen in. See, he's kind of standing out in the middle here, not too afraid of getting hit, and I don't know. Hard to make out here what exactly is happening. Now, they're saying they killed this guy, right? The Kevin Vickers, Sergeant-at-Arms. So, yeah, it's a question to ask. How is it that the Globe and Mail has a reporter right in there? And how is it that these police are not telling him to get the fuck out? Just something to ask, you know. Then you got all the timeline of the shots. Now, I'm going to show you a bit of the map here. Here is the National War Memorial, right? And this is the Parliament here. So somehow the guy here shot and killed a soldier right here, managed to commandeer a car and then drive up into the Parliament, go up into the main building here and make his way down the hallway sort of thing. A little bit suspicious because as soon as the shots would have gone off here, you would have probably immediately would have had reports. There's RCMP, there's soldiers all around this area. I know I worked in this area. It's the tightliest security probably in Canada, right? Because this is where the government buildings are. They were talking about more shots over here and then down at Rideau Hall. I think it's over there. So there's confusion and all that. But how is it that after this guy kills somebody, he's able to actually gain access to the Parliament building? I find that extremely suspicious. So, and this, of course, as I said before, Canadian soldier dies in Quebec attack linked to terrorist ideology. This is from yesterday, October the 21st. 25-year-old Martin Rouleau, the now deceased suspect in a deadly hit and run that killed one soldier and injured a second, was one of 90 people being monitored by potential terrorist activity and his passport seized by the RCMP. And here's a quote: "What took place yesterday is clearly linked to terrorist ideology, and that's why we're offering the support of the INSET, Integrated National Security Enforcement Team, to the investigation," said Stephen Blaney Tuesday morning. "This is a terrible act of violence against our country and against our values." So this just coincidentally, and they were talking big time about the 90 people that they're watching, right? The RCMP and all that. So this is just a day after this incident happens, and some, soldier or police was killed here, right? Soldier Patrice Vincent. This is the guy here, I guess, that was killed. I don't have time to play all this, but a lot of things suspicious already dealing with both of these events, right? And I don't know, like, I don't want to jump the gun and say nobody died, nobody got hurt kind of thing, but I find a lot of things suspicious. This video too, stuff that I showed, and you see these guys here, right? And these guys are running by, and I don't know, it's really bizarre. Like, you've got this guy in the front, the bald guy, then you've got these guys in masks, and they're running with him, right? And they get to a point here where, and you see them look back here. Now, I'm assuming somebody shouted at them or whatever, but all of a sudden they start going backwards. It's like Keystone Cops here. Where were they going, and what is their purpose, and why does this guy have a mask and whatever, and this guy is completely different, and they keep showing this on a loop, right? So a lot of things. Of course, we see the armored police tanks and stuff like that. There's a lot of suspicious things. There's also the guy that they took out here, the guy that was shot, and you see the constantly giving CPR. What I noticed here is this guy just keeps pumping on his chest over and over and over and over and over again. I know CPR, and you don't do that over and over again. You go down and you actually have to breathe into, of course, their mouth, right, to give them, try to get their chest going. But this guy just keeps pumping over and over and over again. Even when they're bringing him along, he's pumping on him like this. Now, I could be wrong, right? If you're a medical expert, a nurse, doctor, whatever, let me know. But that's not how I learned how to give CPR. So, and I was in the military, so I actually had to learn it. And he's still doing it when they're bringing him up here into the whole thing, to the ambulance. He's still pumping on him. So a lot of things like that. 49 said, and I noticed this too on this report, that they were saying that this is a good reason for soldiers not, or people, government soldiers, government police not to be in uniform, and they're telling people not to dress up in their uniforms and stuff like that, and that they're a target and all this. So there's a lot of things. I'm going to keep looking into this, and we're going to talk about it tonight for sure. We're going to see if this is all staged, if this is all planned, and it's probably all connected to ISIS as well, because they want to convince you, of course, that ISIS is radical. It's coming to get you. So this is an extremely important story. If you have more information, please leave it below, and I wish you all a wonderful day. And please tune in to We'll Do It Live tonight. Thank you very much.